Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the review of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 15, Episode 10. Today, we're going to be going over the 50-50 TV interview situation thingy. I feel like with my intros of these videos, I'm like those, you like the Amazon, like product descriptions, like the names, where it's like, what's a good example? Where it is like, silver necklace, beautiful for woman, man, child necklace, uh, city skyline necklace, jewelry, high quality jewelry. Like it just keeps listing words. It just keeps fucking going. I feel like this would be with the intros of these fucking videos. Let's let me stop rambling. Let's get started. Okay, so the way that I'm going to go over this is I'm actually going to go over it in like the separated sections of the interviews, not within the groups, but we're going to go over like the sit down interviews first. So we're going to go over Lucy, Marsha, and Selena first. Then we're going to go over the like walking and talking interviews that Lux and Anitra did. And then finally we'll do like the cooking interview situations that Mistress Malaysia and Sasha did. So let us get started with these sit-down interviews. Now, I liked this challenge a lot, honestly. It very much reminded me of the what is it called? The challenge that they did on season 1 of Drag Race, where they had to interview like Tori Spelling and her husband. Like it kind of gave me those vibes, and I wish this challenge was formatted more like that. Like, because that one had, different sections. Like here, you have to read off a teleprompter and be like a newscaster and stuff, and all these different things. I feel like it would have been more fair if all of the people had the same celebrity to interview. Also, like how they done season 6 of Drag Race with Cher's child, Chaz, and her mother. I feel like it would have been better suited if it was one of those kinds of challenges, because I feel like with the different celebrities, it just kind of ended up being like some people got kind of slightly fucked in different ways by the celebrity that they got. And if they just all were given the same celebrity or were given the same like tasks with this, it would have been made much easier. Or I feel like it would have been more fair at the very least. So let us start with these sit down interviews. Lucy here did a pretty damn good job with this, I gotta say. Lucy did a great job. I mean, she did get I feel like the easiest person to interview. Um, but she did a great job with it. And honestly, I don't think Marsha or Selena did bad either. I think personally, this would be the one that I'd be most terrified for. Just like the pure sit down, like there's no other like activities or things to like riff off of. Because with like the walk and talk interviews, like, Anitra's like walking along and there's like things that you can be like, oh, look at that thing. Let's talk about this. Or like, with Lex in like the car, or not the car, the golf cart. Jesus fuck. You can kind of do a similar thing. And also with like the cooking, like you can comment on all that stuff. But this is really just like it's you and the person. You got to talk. So this would be the one that I'd be most stressed for. And I do think Lucy did a great job in this challenge. Selena, I honestly thought did a better job than was being given credit for. We saw multiple times with I first of all, let me just say I love Connie. I fucking love Connie. But with this interview style situation, Love Connie is somebody who's just gonna talk and talk. And when you're being paired with somebody who's going to do that, it can be kind of hard when this like you're in the competition to like claim your space in that moment. So I feel like the job with Selena, especially with like, doing this pure sit down interview where there's no distractions or anything, it's like, I feel like Selena had to like, interrupt Love Connie and like ask the questions because otherwise I don't think the questions would have been asked. So I do think Selena, while she didn't it didn't seem like a great job, I do think she did about as good of a job as she could have done from what we saw. And Marsha did okay. I mean, I probably would have put Marsha as low in this challenge. I don't think she did a bad job by any means. I just do think, like, being paired with Charo, I love Charo, but there's a language barrier there where, I love her, but I don't understand most of the words she's saying, and that doesn't matter in terms of like my love of her. But like when you're doing an interview and you're trying to have like deep conversation with the interview, if you're having a hard time understanding who you're interviewing, then you're not going to get like as good information at the interview and like as good and like good conversation that you want to have, so I do think that Marsha also had a pretty hard job with this interview, and she did. I do think in like a situation where she's like trying to get have a good interview. I think did worse than Selena, but also didn't do like an actively terrible job. You know what I mean? So now we have our walk and talk interviews, and I think Anitra did an all right job with this. Uh, Anitra Sasha says this like right before this part of the clip, actually. um, uh, I don't know why I said it the clip like this is a clip. No, but you know what I mean. Right before this part in the episode where they start walking like this, Sasha gives a confessional that is like, Anitra is more quiet, and so I wasn't sure how she would do, but she seems like she's doing a good job, and that's kind of how I feel about this. Anitra, I feel like did a pretty satisfactory job with this. Was like asking questions, doing fun things, like doing the arms out with Frankie and everything. Like I feel like she did a pretty solid job with this. And Lux, I think, did an amazing job in this challenge. I love Lux's performance. Lux won this challenge for me, honestly. I think she did a stellar job. I think being paired with Love Connie definitely had a bit of difficulty and was able to keep up the whole way. Quips back immediately, in this golf cart where, it can kind of, while it does allow there to be like a distraction and like other things to talk about that are happening in the moment, it can kind of be like, I imagine it would be hard to keep your concentration on, all the things that are happening, but she did a really good job with it, I feel like. And it was the best part of the interviews, at least for me. So I feel like Lux did an amazing job in this challenge. Alrighty, now let us talk about all of the cooking ones. These, as a whole, didn't go particularly well. Let's first talk about Sasha. I think Sasha did a fine job. I was shocked when Sasha won the challenge. I would put Sasha as safe personally. My tops would have been Lux, Lucy, and Anitra, I believe. Um, and then I probably would have put Selena and Sasha as safe. Then my low would have been Marsha. My bottom two would have been Mistress and Malaysia. I think that's personally that's just what I feel in this moment is what I would have judged it as, but that can change, and like it's not indicative of like this person did a bad job, so they suck. Like that's not what I'm talking. I don't do that shit. But like Sasha did, because while she did, I think in these, I do think she did a pretty decent job of keeping up with Charo and, having funny moments where she just like throws the thing behind her and, responds to Charo in like a funny way. We really only see like those, I can only think of like two moments, honestly. I can think of her throwing the cards and I think of her like the tossing the salad joke that she made, which I honestly don't even remember how the joke was phrased. So I mean, I feel like she did a fine job with this. Now, Mistress in Malaysia sadly did not do great jobs with this, and I think we kind of get this when talking about Malaysia. It's like Frankie ended up interviewing you. And I also we kind of got a similar situation with Love Connie, where Love Connie kind of ended up, interviewing Mistress in a way. And I think, you know, I do think, while again, there is an advantage, I feel like, in this cooking section for there being other things to talk about, like making jokes about, how you can't spin the pie dough and everything. I don't know why I said pie dough. It's fucking a pizza. But it's fucking a pizza. No, but pizza pie is a thing, but like that's a phrase used to describe pizza. But I don't know why the fuck I said pie dough. I don't know what's going on. My brain is melting. Like while there are other things to talk about, which I feel like is a plus, it becomes difficult when there are so many things happening at once because like with the sit down interview, while there isn't anything else to talk about, if there are simultaneously no distractions from like the thing at hand, but with this there are many different distractions, like if you keep accidentally fucking up the pizza dough, not the pie dough, um and you're not able to find a way to like riff off of it, then it kind of just like it just kind of becomes a distraction and like a weird awkward moment. You know what I mean? So I do think while I personally again would probably want to do like this cooking portion of it, there are definitely positives and negatives to doing each section of it. Alrighty, so let's talk about the runway looks this week, and the runway category was Night of 1,000 Beyoncés. And I gotta say, I love this runway category, and I feel like everybody did a pretty good job. Honestly, everybody I feel like did a pretty great job except for Marsha, because like while the dress and like the like what is that? Is that like a stole? I don't know. But the thing over it, the red one, the red thing on the green dress. Um, while it's while it is a similar vibe, I don't think it's close enough. You know what I mean? Like I can like there are dresses that have like differences to like the actual things and like the actual garments that, Beyonce wore, but like it's close enough and it feels like iconic enough that it's like, oh, this it looks like this look. Like for instance, let's go talk about Malaysia's. While like the pattern and like the different little like details on Malaysia's, there are like very obvious differences between that look and the original Beyonce look. You can tell like very clearly that it's referencing this Beyonce look. So it's like, okay, yeah, that's an homage to this. Makes complete sense. Looks good. Work. Let's move on. But with like Marsha's, it's kind of just like a green dress and a red like cape stole shoulder thingy. So it doesn't really give off the same, it like there are a good handful of these outfits that are like iconic enough for me. Even I like Beyonce. I'm not a diehard Beyonce fan, but like there are a good handful of these outfits that I could tell immediately were an homage to Beyonce. Like Lucy's, I could tell immediately. Mistresses, I think I'd be able to tell immediately. Malaysia's, I'd be able to tell immediately. Marsha's, I'd have no damn clue. So I do like everybody's runway looks, but I don't. I think for the theme of Night of 1,000 Beyonces, I feel like Marsha personally for me missed the mark. Alrighty, let us talk about the lip sync. I think this is one of like the only lip syncs in Drag Race history where somebody has like done like the full original choreo and has won. Because I don't know if this is I don't know if everything Selena did was the original choreo, but like a lot of it was. But she did a great job with it, and she, added kind of personality to it, and she also kind of she also showed in the middle of the lip sync that something can fuck up, but it's not gonna phase her. And I like personally with those little slip ups like that, where it's like, oh, a thing fell off your wig, or like something small like Jasmine Kennedy's shoe flying off in the Unbreak My Heart lip sync, for example, with those like little just accidental fuck ups. It's I personally for me it's almost less about like the fuck up happening versus how you recover from it. And Selena was not phased. And so when I saw that, I was like, okay, she fucked up, but she's still it didn't even look like it didn't look like she minded. And with like Jasmine Kennedy in that one lip sync last season, the shoe flew off. She just kept working it. She didn't take off the other shoe. She didn't change anything. She just kept performing like she had two of her shoes on. So I feel like Selena did a great job with this lip sync, and I feel like Malaysia sadly was just like a bit too stagnant with like kind of just like staying in one spot during the lip sync. And I don't know if that was a purpose of her outfit, and also I feel like she looked sad, if that makes sense. Like her face and the way she was projecting the words didn't really match the song to me. Because, like, yeah, there are moments where, Beyonce's being more intense with the song, but it's never like sad intense. It's like, it's just kind of, it's like generally emotional intense. And, like the song is like, all the single ladies, put your hands up in like, like a confident way. And so with like Selena and the way that she was, giving the face the whole time is kind of more like, yeah, single ladies, put your hands up, bitch. Like it fit the vibe of the song better. So I would have personally thought Selena won this lip sync, but neither of them did a bad job in this, I think, at all. And sadly, we do see Malaysia Baby Doll Fox go home after this lip sync. Now let us talk about Malaysia Baby Doll, Baby Doll, Baby Doll Fox. Now Malaysia, I think did a pretty great job this season. I love the content that we got from Malaysia. I kind of wish we got. I mean, I wish we got kind of got some more of Malaysia. Actually, I feel like Malaysia got like most of the screen time this season. She has a shit ton of confessionals, if I remember correctly. But Malaysia really this season showed off a lot of the shit that she can do. She showed off that she can act. She showed off that she can do a good lip sync. She showed off like she showed off that she's a great ass drag queen, and I love me some Malaysia baby doll, 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 baby doll fox. And I feel like I do feel like this was probably. I mean, I did say last time that I would have put Malaysia in the bottom this like the week before this one, but I do think that, with the competition the way that it had been going recently, it was probably Malaysia's time to go out of everybody. But Malaysia, again, did an amazing job. Is a great drag queen. Love the girl. Want to see her again on another season, absolutely. Alrighty, now let's talk about predictions for next week. And since we're down to 7 contestants, we are going to be moving down to 2 people in the top for these predictions for the rest of the season. So next week they are doing comedy in like pairs, is what it says. But there are 7 contestants, so it's going to be interesting to see, how that actually ends up working. And maybe someone is like the host. I don't know, but they're doing like a comedy show. So, who's good at the comedies? Now, I ended up choosing Mistress Isabel Brooks and Selena S. Titties for this, because Mistress, we know, can quip back and forth, can do the comedy stuff easy peasy, was in the top for the acting comedy challenge earlier in the season. I think she's going to be, I would be shocked if she was anywhere below safe in this next challenge. I also put Selena in the top because I just like, they've kept Selena around. She's only gotten safe placements and bottom 2 placements the whole season, and they keep Selena here. And I love Selena, and I'm happy that she is still in the competition. But I like, why would they keep her throughout all these weeks when they could have sent her home if they wanted to? If they don't want her to succeed in a challenge, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like if they really wanted to send Selena home, they could have done it by now. So I feel like at some point Selena's gonna have to be in the top for a challenge. Not necessarily even win, just like place high, you know? I just feel like it's gonna have to happen at some point, right? Like I just feel it. And this isn't really talking about like how well I think she'll do with the comedy like of this challenge. And I think she'll do decent with the comedy. I would be shocked if she did like bad at the comedy. I don't necessarily think she would win just immediately based off of first like impressions of the format of the challenge, but I would be shocked if at some point Selena S. Titties wasn't in the top for a challenge in this season, and that's really the pure reason why I put her in the top here. Alrighty, now talking about my predictions from last week's episode, I did a bad job. I did a bad job with this. I predicted Mistress and Selena in the top in last week's episode. Selena was in the bottom 2 and Mistress was low. So yeah, that was bad. And then Marsha, I also predicted, ended up placing safe. So yeah, I did a bad thing. I did. That might be my worst week yet in terms of those placements. Well, I guess my person didn't go home. That has happened in at least one, I think maybe 2 episodes prior to this. Whoopsie daisy. I'm really hit or miss. I either get like like a win high and a safe like in the tops, or I get like a safe, a low, and a bottom 2. I really do. But last week was a bad week for my predictions, so hopefully this week will be better. And really no updates on who I think the top 4 will be. It is still completely the same to me. Nothing from this episode made me change my mind on any of it. So yeah, that is going to be it for this week's video of the recapping of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 15. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you wish. I will leave my Twitter handle down below if you want to go follow me on the Twitter. That would be very appreciated. I live tweet Drag Race every week. Well, not every week, but most weeks I do. I also live tweet Survivor as well if you're interested in that. Um, but yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, take care. Bye bye.